This is week 8, patch 8, 2023 Ether Diver Patch a Week Challenge. This week is our last performance patch for the 2023 RPM Challenge. We're dovetailing challenges here because that's how we roll. And here we have a relatively complex Morphagene patch. Decided to use my fake tape and Microsound Music Machine for the heart of this patch. So let's go through it real quick. I've color-coded this one. I think I actually managed to stick to all the colors. So the green cables are the audio path out of the Morphagene. That's Morphagene into QPass, out of the Smile outputs, into the Mimeophone, into the Dismodus Versio, and then into the mixer. And our second audio path comes out of the low pass and band pass, left and right, respectively, of the QPass, and that feeds panharmonium. Panharmonium then is set up so left, right. I'm using an alternate output method. So the dry signal comes out the left and the wet signal comes out of the right. That goes into a mixer, which I've just been controlling by hand, turning these two knobs. This is wet, this is the dry. And then that goes into a delay, a clock delay. And then that clock delay goes into the FX aid where I've got the vowel into reverb program going. So it gives it some vowel shape before it sends it into a reverb, and then that goes into the mixer and out. And that's the entirety of the audio of this. And it sounds like this. Real fucking weird is what it sounds like. Okay, modulation wise, big surprise, a lot of that is coming from the slots. You can see here that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different outputs coming from the slots. And I'm setting at the clocks too, which again just kind of nudge the model. They don't actually clock it, but it does link it up with the clock to some degree. So those various outputs feed, most of them feed this switch here. 3 of them do. And the switch then feeds the Morphagene inputs, the gene size, the slide, and the pitch input. And then that switch is controlled here. When it's open, they get the modulation from the various slots. When it's closed, they get no modulation. So they just get set by their things here. And the only other modulation I have is I'm clocking the maths, or the function rather, and I'm using both the negative and positive outputs. The positive outputs here, part of them do the flex shaper to mangle the signal coming from the, I lied to you about the signal path, didn't I? So the QPass that goes into the panharmonium first goes through some distortion. 1/2 goes through the flex shaper, and 1/2 goes through the terci ruinous top level. And then they go in here and get gangled up, and then they go into the delay, and then into the filter, and then into the reverb. So that's the actual path. Modulation there comes from this function, various aspects of the function. That's what all these yellow cables are. And it's just running like a little envelope, little up and down envelope, kind of a sweepy thing. And that's basically it. The results to this one, I played that little sample. They don't really do it justice, but I'll try and include a little snippet here. On the fade out, we'll do 30 or 40 seconds of that. And that's it for this patch. It's a relatively simple one compared to what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. But yep, I'll see you in a week.